everybody, it's Chrissy, and I'm going to share some quick tips with you today. This time is going to be about optimizing your images without Photoshop. So the reason you want to optimize your images is because it will help with your page speed. And page speed is super important for both usability of your website and also for search engine optimization. If you have a slow website, then your users are probably not going to wait for it to load. Your potential customers are going to click the back button, and your search engine optimization, having a fast page speed is going to help with search engine optimization. So we want to make sure that you've got both of those. So I'm going to demonstrate this. I'm going to switch over to my screen and hopefully you can see it. I've got a photo open in Unsplash. So this is a nice photo of a woman. I searched for women in business. And a couple of things I want to point out here. Number one, in Unsplash and also in some of the other free and paid stock photography websites, you can see that you can download a specific size. So if I click on that button right there, I can download small, medium, large, or original size. When you download an image for a stock photo, I want you to download the size that you're going to use or something close to the size that you're going to use. Having your images be giant and unsized and uncropped is going to impact the performance of your website. Having a giant image, so if I downloaded the 2400 by 350, 3599, that if I load that into a smaller space, it doesn't reduce the size of the image. So I'm still going to download a massive image, and it's going to need to be downloaded to the website. So for example, if I download the 2400 by 3599, I'm going to download that. And once it's downloaded, let me download it to my desktop. So if I open that, if I open my desktop, one second here, let me open that. Go to my desktop. I'm going to get info on that. And you can't see this right now, but I will tell you this is a 1.2 megabyte file, which is pretty big. Let me close that. So 1.2 megabyte file. If I was to download that and put it into my website into, say, a 640 by 959 space, the file size is still 1.2 megabytes, which is still pretty big. So first thing that we would do, again, is download the right size. Second thing, if you can't download the right size, you can resize it. So you can go into a tool like Canva. So if I wanted it to be the 640 by 959, you can create a design in Canva, and you can do this in the free version. I believe you can make custom size in the free version. So if I would do 640 by 959 and then create a new design, and then you can upload the image. So I'm going to upload some media. This will take a second here. And drag that in there. So I can change the size to whatever I need. So then now it's 640 by 959. Now let's say that I need it to be even smaller than that. Or let's say that I need to crop it. So let's say that I want the image size to be the 940 or 640 by 949. Let me just drag this in there. You can crop images in Canva. So to crop an image, you just put it onto your workspace and then you double click on it. Oops, sorry. You click on crop. I'm trying to resize this. Actually, I can't do this. Let me double click on it. I'm going to make it bigger. There we go. So let's say I just want to have the woman without the background, without all of that office space back there. There we go. And then I'm going to click on done. And now I have cropped my image. So when I'm ready to download it, I'm going to click on share. I'm going to download it. And I want to download this as a JPEG. So whenever you're using a photograph, you want to use JPEG instead of PNG. So even though Canva is suggesting that I use PNG, I'm going to use JPEG. So let me download that. And you can shrink the size here as well. So I can make it smaller. So I can make it half size. I can make it bigger. I wouldn't make it bigger. You don't want to size images up. And you can also tweak the quality. So this is something that is, so these two settings are for Pro. So if you're using the pro version of Canva, you can do that. Otherwise, you would just be able to download the JPEG. And I'll show you another way to change the file size. So I'm going to download that to my desktop. It's going to take a second there. All right, it's downloaded. Resize. All right, so I'm downloaded resize.jpg. Now, the file size for that, let me just open it up in my Finder real quick, and it is now 92 kilobytes. So I'm using the right sized image, and I've cropped it to what I need. So it has dramatically reduced the file size. So it was, remember, 1.2 megabytes, and now it is 96K. So that's a huge savings in the file size. So the next thing I'm going to show you, I've got another website that I use. It's tinypng.com. And if you upload the image to that, so let me just double check the file size again. It was, so just remember the size, 94 kilobytes. So I'm going to upload the image to tinypng. So let's upload resize.jpg. You can't see what I'm doing right there, but I'm uploading it. And you can see here it was 91.7 kilobytes. It was a little bit more than 94. And I was able to reduce the file size to 67.5 kilobytes. I can then download that image to my computer, and that's the image that I would upload to my website. So you want to optimize these images before you upload them to your website. Now, if you're using a WordPress site, if WordPress is your content management system, there is actually a plugin that you can use for TinyPNG. You can install it. It is free if you are optimizing less than 500 images. And in WordPress, you have several different sizes of images. Each of those counts towards the file size, or towards the size, the number of images that you're optimizing. So just keep that in mind. But it's free to use. If you are optimizing more than 500 images, you just pay a fraction of a cent per file. So it's still not huge. So I do recommend using that. So again, you want to optimize these images. You can do it in Photoshop. It does take a little bit more effort. Actually, it doesn't really take any more effort in Photoshop, but it's a little harder to do. And you have to pay more to use Photoshop versus Canva and TinyPNG. So that's why I wanted to show you how to do this. So I hope you found this useful. Leave a comment. If you have some other quick tips that you want me to share, then please ask, and I'll be happy to share them. Thanks for watching.